Your nervous system was not designed for infinite distractions, infinite opinions, easy dopamine dumps, and not being able to control the type of content that you consume. We've evolved from simple needs and wants to now being bombarded 24/7 by marketing, by distractions, by people, by dopamine hits, by serotonin hits. And when you work for yourself, it's very hard to maintain your peace. And something I speak to a lot with my students that I mentor, as well as other agency owners and business owners, is protecting your peace, because it is super important in this day and age that you can control what you consume and what you allow to consume you. Now, especially on the online space, you spend a lot of time by yourself. I spend probably 95% of the time by myself, which means, look, I'm not perfect. None of us are. I doom scroll sometimes and it helps switch off my brain. But every time I'm doom scrolling, the content I'm consuming is impacting my peace. Now, when I say protecting your peace, I mean a few different things, whether that be people, your environment, your ideology, what you consume, what you let consumes you, anything. Anything that disrupts your peace is a no-go, because in the online space, you spend a lot of time by yourself, which means you're somewhat in an echo chamber of either what you consume or what you think. Now, it's great to be in your own echo chamber because you can evaluate what you think, really understand where you're coming from, understand your own ideologies and why you think a certain way, which is very, very good. But when you spend all that time by yourself, a lot of people fall into the trap of consuming content to distract themselves or having non-valuable communication with people because they lack the connection and they feel alone. Now, personally, I don't feel alone. I don't feel lonely at all. I've traveled the world by myself. I've lived abroad by myself. I'm very used to my own company, but not everyone isn't. That's okay. Everyone's entirely different. But what I find helps me a lot is really protecting that piece. I view it as a tangible asset, no different from this container. Anything that can potentially damage my thinking or my way of life or even my flow is basically a non-negotiable. So for example, if I got a bunch of work to do and I'm trying to push into a flow state, it's no calls. It's do not disturb. It doesn't matter if my best friend's calling or my family. I need to maintain that peace to be able to maintain that progression and that focus and that consistency. Whereas on my off days, I'll admit, I do allow people to call. I do have conversations that aren't, I guess, valuable when it comes to work. It really depends on the value of the conversation, but I feel like a lot of people don't protect their peace because they don't understand it. Like one small impact can play out on a large scale throughout your day, and no one really pays attention to that. Like if you're scrolling and scrolling through shorts or something and it's all motivational, you feel fired up. So obviously that content you're consuming is going to push yourself and push your mentality and your mindset, whereas it can work in the opposite direction as well. If you're consuming brain rot, it's impacting your peace because you're weighing up everything that you're watching. You might not be doing it, but you're subconsciously weighing it up. Now, let me give you an example. I have a very, very good friend that I was with in Thailand, and I was with him for a couple of weeks, and every morning we'd go on a walk to get steps in and to start the brain going. We'd talk about business the entire time. And I remember it took a lot for me to understand it internally, but I remember telling him about a friend of mine who wanted to go into drop shipping and he wasn't very sure about it. And my mate goes, "Why are you telling me this?" And at first I thought it's kind of rude, like I'm trying to have a conversation with you and share my opinion, but it took me a day or two to understand it. But it's very true. And he said that it infects my thinking about what my friend said, and then it infects his thinking. And it's just a perpetual cycle of infecting more people the more you talk. It impacts his peace, even though he's never met the guy. It took me 2 or 3 days to really understand it. And since that moment, I've completely changed what I talk to people about, what I let people talk to me about. Even I was at the gym the other day training with a friend of mine and he was telling me about something and I said, "Bro, it doesn't actually matter. I don't know why we're talking about this. It doesn't impact me and you're infecting my thinking. I don't need the infection. I need to protect my thinking because another key component to working on in the digital space, especially on your own, is the ability to maintain a certain mindset and sharpen that mindset like a tool, because shiny object syndrome is very real. I suffer from shiny object syndrome too. When I see people making a bag somewhere, I'll think maybe I should go do it. I feel like I'm smart enough to figure it out, and then I'll go try that and then just get distracted, and then everything else suffers. But protecting your mindset goes hand in hand with protecting your peace. I feel like your peace comes first and then your mindset. So the key takeaway from this, I would say, would be your peace is everything. It is a physical object that manifests in many ways. If you have a conversation with someone and it impacts the way you think in a negative way, cut the conversation. If that person perpetually talks about negative things or makes you doubt yourself or question your decisions, cut it. Done. It's not worth it. It is not worth not worth impacting your peace whatsoever, because your mindset then comes after it. And as I said, it's a very lonely path, the online business space. And as you grow, you develop your own level of value, and that value you can give to people. And then you meet people of value. So you develop a circle of valuable people and a valuable network. And it's your duty to protect your peace, but also to protect their peace. Like my friend in Thailand. It's on me to protect him from anything that could negatively impact him, because he doesn't need to think about it. And it's hard to find those connections. It's hard to find people that understand that in the network. So protecting your peace and being able to protect someone else's peace is a very small piece of the puzzle that allows you to become a person of value, that allows you to then interact with other valuable people and develop tight circles that help you grow, help your business grow, help you think better, become better. So stage one, protect your peace. Don't let anyone fuck with it, because there's a lot of people out there that want to try. Social media is built to impact your peace, to confuse you, to give you dopamine. Control yourself, pull it together, and don't let anyone impact your peace.